Hey, it's Carter. Not much has changed. Obviously I'm still in transition, but I guess like I'm just waiting to get my Section 8 pass. That's what it is in Ontario, I guess. Like I still have my prescription for testosterone, but yeah, it costs a lot of money for testosterone and nasal spray. But this is kind of just a random update about what's been going on, which isn't much, so I just don't make videos often because there's not much to say, so I just kinda slack. I just got a new phone though, so I guess I kinda need to make videos more often, but I don't know. So far with everything, I still have to go to my gender therapy appointment, which I've missed like twice now because I'm a slacker and I slept through it because it was really early. New things about me. I have a new girlfriend. Her name's Sabrina. She's awesome. Uh, Getting my own place or possibly moving to BC, which if I go to BC, I'm obviously going to drive. Well, not obviously, but hopefully, because it's nice to just have a car while I'm living there. But her and I were thinking about that or getting our own place somewhere where we currently live now. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't really have much to update. That's probably why I don't really make videos that often, but I mean, I still tattoo. You guys can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll leave all my information on the description box below. Other than that, I don't have much to say. Like, if people have questions or have issues with, like, transitioning or need help with, coming out to their family and stuff like that, like, I can offer my opinion on how I went about it, but my way is probably a lot different than like most people because I didn't even really talk about it with my family or anything like that. I just kind of I talked about it with my mom, but I mean like that's about it. Like I just started going by Carter, and like when I came out as a stud, like just I don't really like to say lesbian. I never did, but I mean, I just called myself a stud. But when I came out as that, I never really talked about it. I just kind of was like, yeah, I like girls. You know, that's that. Like, accept it or don't. Like, it's pretty much it. Like, when I was dating my first girlfriend, when I was like 14 or 15, I was in my room with my friend and her girlfriend as well, and she's like, have you spoke to your mom about, liking girls? I'm like, no, like I just cut my hair, she buys me boy clothes, like whatever. I assume she knows. She's like, you should talk to her about it. So I go into my mom's room like, hey mom, I like girls. She like burst out laughing. She's like, as if I didn't know. And I'm like, whatever. But I mean, like, that's pretty much how it is. Like, I don't really have a conversation. It's like people overthink it and overanalyze it, and it's like, you are who you are, just accept who you are, and that should be all that counts. Like, of course there's gonna always be people who don't accept you or who don't like what you do or how you're doing it because they're just judgmental. They don't want to accept change or whatever. And those people you don't really need in your life. Like, I found out that a lot of people have an issue with me being trans or identifying as male or using male pronouns or just calling me Carter, which I do understand it's a transition for them as well, but I mean, it's still a little bit harder for me going through the transition than it is for them to just accept the fact that I go by Carter or just to call me male. Like, even though my voice is girly, I mean, for the most part, like, I still pass. Even to people who don't know me, they'll still just assume I'm a guy, and that's awesome. But I mean, the people who do know me, just because they grew up knowing me by my birth name doesn't mean that they have to continue to call me that if that's not what I prefer. And some people just have issues with that, and eventually those people I'm gonna have to cut ties with, but that's just a part of life. And if you have an issue with coming out, it's more along the lines of issues with yourself and not accepting yourself, in my opinion. Like, if you accept yourself, then whoever continues to accept you are the people that you keep in your life, and the ones who don't are the ones who don't, and they don't stay in your life. But so far, my transition's been good. Like, I've had, well, good and bad. Like, there's always people who don't accept, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not, after finally realizing that I was trans, I probably have never been happier in my life about, like, everything. And now that I have a girlfriend who accepts me for who I am and accepts me as her boyfriend and Carter, even though 5 years ago when we liked each other, she knew me as my birth name, she knew me as a female, and then we got together as me as Carter, and she completely and fully accepts it, and I honestly couldn't be happier. Like, having someone like that in your life is awesome. And of course, like some trans guys, you know, it's not easy to find a guy or a girl who will accept you, and like, maybe, you know, you're gay, straight, bi, pan, like, it's hard to find somebody who will just accept you for who you are, and it does suck, but you can't base all your happiness around one person accepting you. Like, at the end of the day, you're with yourself, so if you accept yourself, others will follow, and, you know, that's really just my opinion on it. Like, but you guys can ask me questions or, you know, inbox me if you don't have anyone to talk to. Like, I'm here. Other than that, I'll try to make more updates. I always say that, but yeah, like, I'm just a really big slacker. I can't say that enough. And I make videos sporadically, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. So if you have questions or anything, my shit will be in the description box below. Other than that, have a good one.